A lot of you have been waiting patiently for part 2 of Perfect Draw. So let's go ahead and get right on into it, shall we? Whether you're playing Hack Enemy, Union Arena, Lord of the... You know what? There's just a lot of card games out there. And there's no point in doing this joke again. But, yes. We're back once again with Perfect Draw, the tabletop role-playing game based on trading card games. More specifically, trading card game anime. And last time we took a look at the rules of play to show you how you get to play within this RPG system made by Double Summon Games. And today, we need to tackle one important thing. You can't exactly play a game without any characters. From your Shobu, to your Eva, to your Aichi, to even the Kaiba brothers. Your world is alive, and you need characters to populate it. And you also need players to play in that world. So today we're going to take a look at the rules surrounding character creation in Perfect Draw. Starting things off with the playbook. This is your character archetype. The stereotype you fall under when playing the card game. Who are you? This is actually the most simple character creation has ever been. I don't know why I was putting this off. I think I got scared by some of the other RPG systems and wanted to give myself time to read over the rules. It is surprisingly and embarrassingly simple. To start things off, we need our playbook. And to help us with character creation, we are once again taking a look at the star of Perfect Draw herself, Elena Guerrero, who, according to the player kit book, your playtest material, Elena falls under the archetype of the resolved. Someone with the gumption to get anything done. Nothing will stand in their way on the journey to becoming stronger. Elena Guerrero is our name. That is the first thing we need to think of, is a name for our character. Next are our stats. Thanks to our playbook, The Resolved, we get the following stats. Passion is at a 2, skill is at a -1, and friendship is at a 1. After you have completed your stats, you need to increase one of your stats by 1 point. That's it, just 1 point. Just 3 skills. You get to choose one of them to increase by 1 point. And Elena chose to increase her passion. She is very passionate. She's not very smart, which is why she fails a lot of her classes. But she's passionate. Next is your looks. Just write down what your character looks like. Their hair color, is it long or short? Their clothing, are they wearing a school uniform? A graphic tee? What about their game tools? This is your dual disc. Is it secondhand? Is it top of the line? Is there something wrong with it? Like, is there a glitch in it or something? And then, of course, you have some other items. Elena happens to be wearing a jacket with a star pattern to represent her goal to become someone who shines as bright as a star. You can tell that she's very passionate. All right, moving on to the next. And that is your history. What struggles do you have? And who are your friends? Something that really isn't talked about in other RPG systems is how your judge or Dungeon Master can use your character's upbringing in the story. And Perfect Draw actually helps you help your Dungeon Master with implementing your character into the world. For Elena specifically, she has decided that her professor is her mentor, teaching her how to become stronger at the card game so long as she gets good grades. That is a stipulation. Dr. Garfield is willing to train Elena, but Elena needs to be better at school. That is the only stipulation. Basically, this is an after-school program, and Dr. Garfield is in charge of the program. You get low grades, you're kicked out. Simple as that. Your friends. Another player is your best friend. And Elena's best friend is Aggie. And Aggie gave her the ticket to the Shuffle City Invitational Tourney Rising Stars Division. And ask them how I helped them and to take baggage. Your baggage is, of course, that your grades are terrible. And you need to prove that you're the best. We actually covered this a little bit in the first video, but you do need to make sure that you have some form of baggage. It is important. What struggles are you facing? And maybe try to figure out how you can overcome that baggage. Next up is your abilities. You have a lot of different abilities, including the ones that you will be choosing. Your mentor is obviously Dr. Garfield. You also have access to Unbreakable Will and Headstrong. For playing your character, you actually have some guidelines that you could read up on to see the best way you can play the Resolved. And this works with just about every single playbook. You have a specific set of guidelines for creating your character. Next is your advancements. You have successfully gained 3 experience points. So now you get to clear the board and check off an advancement. Now, this is a little bit different from traditional leveling systems. But if you look at the major advancements, it says that once you have selected 3 normal advancements, you are allowed to select one of the major advancements instead of a regular one. This is akin to a prerequisite of being a level 4 character in other RPG systems. So that's pretty cool. And some of these advancements are actually pretty interesting. You can take an ability from your playbook, you can add a new staple to your staple list, increase one of your stats by 1 point. You can multi-class by taking an ability from another playbook. So say sometime down the road, Elena could theoretically become a mentor for another duelist. I think that's interesting. Your major advancements is, of course, taking an ability from your playbook, taking an ability from another playbook. Now, notice that you have the ability to take an ability from your playbook twice, or to take an ability from another playbook only once from the regular advancement, while the major advancement lets you take 1 additional ability from either yours or another playbook. Pretty cool. Again, you can take a new staple for your staple list. You get to create a new ace card. Who is the best card in your deck? We will be taking care of the cards in that deck in an upcoming video, because I feel that topic needs to be covered on its own. Now, the final major advancement is definitely interesting. Complete your character's final goal. Retire your character. This is something that isn't really talked about too often. Sometimes you get bored of the character you're playing with and want to switch off to another character. Or perhaps you've already checked off each and every single one of these advancements. So, once you've finally checked off this box, you can just simply retire them. And it does actually give a couple of recommendations for retiring your character. Like this one, you complete your final goal. Let's say Elena finally beats the tournament. She could decide, great, I'm going to retire as the king of games. Ha ha ha, Yu-Gi-Oh! Reference. Or perhaps something else happens. Maybe your character has to move away. Or even more drastic, your character dies. The form of retirement is technically up to you and your judge. Work together to figure out how you're going to retire your character. And then start over with anew. Started off with the very beginning of this video. And that is all the time I have for you today. Like I said, this was embarrassingly simple. I don't know why I thought of putting this video off until now, but we are ringing in the new year by starting to complete this little series on Perfect Draw. What did you think? Let me know what type of character you would play in the comment section down below. And also, let me know if you would like to see some example builds, similar to the builds I've been doing for both Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder 2nd Edition. Bringing in duelists from across media into the Perfect Draw setting. Until next time, this has been Drayhan, and I am offline.